up in court today on Eye for an Eye.
And he scraped my car, my $45,000 Audi from one to the next.
I may have scratched it just because it was in my way.
In the court system, justice is not always just. That's why they bring their disputes here. Real people, real problems, real revenge. Justice is eye for an eye.
You people are too kind. You are so kind to me. Hi, I'm Cato Kalin, and today on Eye for an Eye, we have a dispute over a stolen parking space. The plaintiff alleges that when he got to work, his spot was occupied, forcing him to take the low road to work. The defendant contends that two wrongs don't make a right, and the key to this case left a giant scratch.
I can't believe I'm here. These able-bodied individuals, they think they can do anything they want to do. He parked in a handicapped parking space.
I have to follow him, he has to follow him. That's the way it is, that's the law. I'm sure the judge is going to find my favor. He was wrong. There's no doubt about it.
This is the case of wheelchair justice. Who's going to have to pay for the parking? Only Extreme Akim can decide that. Let's watch!
All rise!
Gary William, you're the plaintiff in this case, and you're bringing this action against Martin Shalimar.
That's correct. Correct,
Martin
Your
Shalimar.
Yes.
Tell me what you're bringing this action for.
Well, it's relatively simple. I did make a mistake for just a minute. I parked in his spot. I had to go into his handicapped spot at our place of business. I had a flight. I had to go in and get a paper, missing document I had to take with me. Ran inside for a minute to get the document. It turned out my flight was getting delayed. Obviously, the defendant had a problem with that.
Well, I mean, you parked, let me get it straight, you parked in his handicapped spot and went inside?
Well, I parked there.
Did you think your time was more important than his? I mean, why would
Not necessarily, no, but I was in a rush, and I thought I'd be there for just a matter of minutes, you know.
You should never park in anybody's handicapped spot, ever. Tell me what happened.
Well, so I walked inside, tried to get the paper, found out the flight was going to be delayed, perhaps canceled. I was making other plans, and as the head of the business, I have a lot of affairs I have to deal with, so I had to take care of a lot of things. And before I knew it, the defendant was in there cussing at me, screaming at me, losing his temper, accusing me of all sorts of things. I probably said something to the effect of "get out of my face," something like that. I can't exactly remember, but he claims he thinks I was firing him, which I did not do. I would not have fired him at all.
Okay, well,
Had it been another,
you're his boss?
Yes,
Your Honor?
Okay.
I got there. I see him. He parked. He said he was going to be there a few minutes. It turns out that it took, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, turns to 3 hours. He missed his flight. And then it was raining that day. I had to park 3 rows back. And I came in and I told him, was he going to move the car? And pretty much he began to yell at me in front of all the employees and pretty much just threatened to fire me.
I mean, not only, when you park in somebody's handicapped spot, not only are you infringing on their physical disabilities, but often you're infringing on their health disabilities, but just because you think your time is more important than his, and that's not right in this case.
No, Your Honor, I get some of these incidents that come around once in a while for me. I park in a handicapped parking space, someone comes up to me and they think I'm not disabled because I have a placard that I put up, and then pretty much they get all over me, and then finally they see my chair, and pretty much they see that, hey, oh yeah, I'm on your side, They're respectful for me. But this individual here, he knew my name is on it. I have evidence right here.
Right, let me see those pictures.
I put his name on it, Your Honor. I made him a special place.
Well, you put his name on it. It should be his.
Well, it is.
I mean, you can't put his name on it, then you take it over just because you're the boss.
You had no reason to scrape my car,
Okay, I got here,
Your
it's
Honor.
a handicapped park-in. It says reserved for Martin Shalimar. And now, how far back did you have to park because he was parking in your parking space?
3 rows back.
And you say it was raining?
It was raining. It was pouring rain.
Well,
I think I went through the mud just to get there.
There's no mud in the park.
Oh, well.
Let me ask some. Why are you the plaintiff? You should be the plaintiff. Why are you the plaintiff in this case? What are you suing him?
Because he scraped my car. That's the bottom line, Your Honor.
What do you mean he scraped your
I
car?
have compassion for the man. But he took a key and he scraped my car, my $45,000 Audi, from one end to the next. I admitted from the start, I parked in his place. I thought I'd be in there for a matter of minutes. You know, as his employee, I deal with
Did you scrape his car?
You know, Your Honor, you've seen handicapped spaces. There, you know, you have a ramp. As I was going by, I may have scratched it just because it was in my way. Hey, you know, if you're parked closer to the ramp area, that's, you know, you're pretty much
Your Honor, I don't think it was a may have. It was an intentional scratch.
So you say he did it on purpose. What proof do you have that he did it on purpose?
Well, there's a picture of the car and the damage. You can take
okay,
a look at it.
Big Sugar Ray, let me see that car. Do you have an estimate for the car damage?
Yes, sir.
And how much is that for?
$750.
Okay, let me get both of those.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
I have a lot of compassion for this man. Bottom line is, though, we don't go damage another person's property. I admit, I parked in the wrong place momentarily. I've treated the man with respect my whole life.
All right, Mr. Shalimar, I see here that we got a car that says selfish bastard written on it. Now, I don't think that was an accident.
when you're in the heat of the moment, things happen. I went into that office, yelled at me. You know, I felt compelled to do something.
Cuss me out?
But scratches on his car, I don't know about that.
Coming up next.
The two of you
I consider him a true friend. But would you not be upset if if you walked outside this courtroom, Your Honor, and you saw
a friend,
one of your...
But he said you quit being a friend a long time before.
No,
Your
no,
Honor, $750. That's the reason I'm here, and that's a friend.
We're watching Eye for an Eye.
I admit, I parked in the wrong place momentarily. I've treated the man with respect.
It was raining that day. I had to park 3 rows back. The heat of the moment, things happen. I went into that office, yelled at me. You know, I felt compelled to do something.
Cuss me out?
But scratches on his car, I don't know about that. We were friends. Now I don't even know his name.
Well, I don't like to see our friendship go either, but at some point we have to accept that life moves forward and we cannot hold grudges against life for everything.
Well, I've got in your complaint, you even meant in number 9 that this man does good work. You're not
He
gonna
does do
deny
good
that.
work.
Who's here for you?
This lady knows our compliance with the OSHA standards, which he seems to. We have an historical building. We can't comply with everything.
Okay, stand up, ma'am.
She can.
What's your name?
Hi, my name is Sherry Ray James.
Okay, come on in the cage.
Thank you.
What do you know about this?
Just that the plaintiff is in full compliance with OSHA standards, the federal standards. I know that we allow a little bit of leniency for historical sites.
How can she say that? We have a mails accessible, supposedly. The towel holders, I can't even reach them.
We're working on
I
that,
can't even
Your
wash
Honor.
my hands because the napkins are so high up.
Let me
Mr.
tell you,
Williams
under
has
the
put
law, people with handicaps and physically impaired deserve the same rights as everybody else. They have a right to get into their building. They have a right to have paper towels
And
if
we are
everybody else
compliant.
has. They have a right to get to the copying machine. They have a right to get to their computers because they've worked hard. They're smart. He is smart, obviously, to get a job like this. I've read his reports. His department is the #1 performing department in your whole company. The other reports I've read is he works during his lunch. He is there all the time, and he has a memory like no one else in your own company.
Your Honor.
Don't you think if you have a valuable employee like that, you would give them the same rights as you're giving everybody else?
Of course, and we comply with OSHA standards. We're continuing to move up. He keeps me abreast of the changes. She keeps me abreast.
There's another I would like to add, Your Honor. Right. He's got these picnic parties that they hold once in a while, once a month or so, and I can't even get there. They asked me, hey, I can grab your chair, maybe toss you over the fence.
No.
Yeah, stand up. Come on in here. Tell me what you know. about this.
Yeah, I can remember
Okay, you
a
could
comment like that.
Okay, tell me do you work at this company?
Yes.
Okay, tell me
Yes,
what you know.
I work
Come on, you could come
I
on
work
in.
as a mail clerk.
You're a mail clerk. Tell me what you know about
Well,
this employment situation.
this guy right here, Judge, he won Employee of the Month.
Right.
Given to
Yeah, I've
him
read
by
his
him.
records.
A
It's exceptional record.
$200 gift certificate to Walmart. This guy gave it to him.
Right.
So I mean, it had to be some type of friendship, and it hadn't happened since.
Since he's become disabled, they've not had.
No, we hadn't had an Employee of the Month since.
Sir, and why is that? I mean, why are you not friends with him anymore?
Well, I never said I wasn't friends. I have compassion for him.
Why don't you invite me anymore to some of your gatherings?
Well, we have invited you. You've made one excuse after another why you don't want to attend or can't.
Sir, I'm sure this man can sense if your friends, your girlfriends, or other people around you are uncomfortable around him. And if they...
that's not the case, Your Honor. That's
so
just not
if that is the case,
No,
then
that
you
isn't.
need to determine who your true friends are. And if it is the case, well, then maybe the two of you
I
can renew your
consider him a
friendship.
true friend. But would you not be upset if you walked outside this courtroom, Your Honor, and you saw
a friend?
one of your...
But he said you quit being a friend a long time before.
No,
Your
I
Honor.
don't think so, Your Honor. I don't think I disagree.
$750. That's the reason I'm here, and that's a friend.
He brings a good point
I
here.
care for the man.
You own a company.
I do own a company.
And I've seen the company. It's a huge company. Obviously, you're well off.
We make a living.
And you brought this physically impaired man to this courtroom for $750. Well, I'll think about that, and I'll be back and make my decision. Thank you.
Come on over here.
Okay, I have a question for you. If a cop had come, you would have gotten a fine, right? So,
Questionable.
okay,
It's private
he
property.
has rights, and that wasn't your right.
I admitted from the start I made a mistake. All I'm asking him to do is admit he made a mistake as well and meet me in the middle ground, pay for the damage.
If you're the head of the company, you have your own parking space, okay? Why are you parking his?
Because
you
it
have
was
your own
real
spot.
close, I had to run and get a file.
That doesn't make any difference.
No,
you're the head of the place.
I made a mistake. I admit I used poor judgment in that few seconds.
Okay, so you're going to pay yourself the fine for parking space because no matter where you go, it's anywhere from $200 to $500 fine parking the space, or you got to call it even.
We could call it even. I could pay the money immediately. It's not a matter of the money. It's a matter of principle. It's a matter of if I did that to someone else's car, I'd be held responsible.
It's not up to us. Of course, it's up to Judge Extreme Akim.
Coming up next,
You probably should have called the police. If you did call the police, you would have got socked with a huge fine, which you deserve, and possibly even jail time.
you're watching Eye for an Eye.
There's parties that they hold once in a while, once a month or so, and I can't even get there. They asked me, hey, I can grab your chair and maybe toss you over the fence.
No.
All rise!
All right, in this case, I've got to interpret the law. The law, what you have sued for was malicious injury to personal property. There really isn't any defense to what you did on the damaging his car, so he does have damages of $750, so I'm going to award him the $750, but under certain circumstances. In this case, you probably should have called the police. If he did call the police, you would have got socked with a huge fine, which you deserve. And your hands are also not clean on the fact that I think that you don't understand what physically impaired people go through. So in this case, I'm going to make you earn the $750. I'm going to ask that you get me a list of at least 5 things that's difficult for you to do every day. I'm going to put you in a wheelchair. If you can accomplish all the things that he lists, if you can accomplish all the difficult tasks that he lists, then you could get your $750. If you don't get it. That's justice.
The judge's verdict, I thought, was right along the lines what I thought should have happened.
I don't think I was able to convey to the judge what had gone on. I mean, Mark had changed attitudes quite a lot. We used to be close friends, and he just had a very bad attitude, and I thought we needed to have some intervention or something.
So I understand you have a list of things you want Gary to do to see what it's like being in a wheelchair. And that, give me some of the list, what you want him to do.
A good example is getting into my car. That's something that I'm accustomed to doing every day.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is getting into the bathtub, taking a shower. Let's see him try to do that.
So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We actually brought in a doctor today, Dr. Dalton, correct?
Yes.
And Dr. Dalton, you're going to do a procedure that's safe, where you're going to numb up Gary's legs. He'll have some movement, but he'll feel like as if he can't use his legs, right?
Exactly.
Okay. He'll be numb.
No.
Just numb.
Exactly.
Okay. So we'll do that.
When the doctor gave me the shot, yeah, I felt some numbness pretty quick, and then within just a few seconds it seemed like they were numb and heavy, and it was intimidating. It was kind of frightening. Yeah, I realized that if you don't have your legs, if you can't feel them, if you can't control your muscle, you really can be stuck.
I think he's going to have a big problem trying to adjust to what I have to do in everyday life.
Well, actually, I'm going to use this opportunity to prove to Mark that your attitude does make a lot of difference. I'm going to accomplish the task, and I'm going to not be intimidated by the process, and I think I'll come out quite all right and show him that attitude does make a difference. The car turned out to be much more of a job than I thought. My wheels got stuck. I couldn't get anywhere, and of course trying to move my body weight from the chair inside to the car was much more of a task than I thought. And it occurred to me that if I couldn't get in, I could be stuck there if there was nobody around to help me. So yeah, it was quite a job. Before I could get into the bathtub, I had to get into the bathroom, and I didn't realize that, my house, of course, is not wheelchair accessible. I mean, I need to widen the doors. And I suppose I should give Mark a lot of credit. I didn't realize how much time it takes to get in and out of the bathtub. It's a 20-minute job. It's not easy. I realize that now. And the next task they're going to have me do is negotiate my way through some ice, of course, on my wheelchair, and I don't exactly know what they have in mind.
You can see your eyes are popping out right now because you're going, what are they going to make me do? Well, I'll tell you what we did is Mark, during the winter, a lot of times has to go up and down a ramp, and it's icy, which is very, very difficult to do in a wheelchair. So we simulated a slip and slide with baby oil. So what we're going to do is put you down the slip and slide with the baby oil, and you're going to find out how difficult it is for Mark and what it's like in the winter time. Now, you want him to make it?
I sure like for him to make it on the floor.
I'll tell you what, I'm even a little bit of an advantage. We're going to make Mark do it first.
Hey, that's fine with me. Let's see you can follow.
If you want to give him a little tip, you have to watch this.
His tip is try to get to the bottom.
I'll get to the bottom. I'll be on my wheels all the way.
Okay.
All right, Gary, it's your turn to go down the hill, the slip and slide hill. A lot of baby oil. So, good. What, Mark? More oil? Okay, hold on. He was a little more oil because it is an obstacle course, and we don't want to make it too easy for you.
It's all right, I'll make it.
Gotcha, Mark. Good luck. I hope you do it.
I'll make it.
Good luck. Oh, he's tipping. He's going down! You okay? Yeah.
Doing okay?
Help you up here?
Wow, you really took a spill there. Hey, I gotta hand it to you. At least you were gutsy enough to do it. Next time you'll think twice before you take that handicap space, right?
Today, justice was a crash course in riding. Until next time, I'm Cato Kalin for Eye for an Eye.
Mark, maybe I do owe you an apology. I do realize there's a lot of things that you deal with and that I just don't and never have given much thought to, but this has changed a lot of things in my way of thinking, and hope we can continue to grow and be friends. And I'm sorry I was a jerk.